And there is a quite of a big gap in between the full moon in Leo, I'm sorry, and the Mercury in Pisces, which will happen the 6th. So we do have a 1-3 date, that is today. And in it, I'm going to do uh, my personal favorite stream, which is what we need to know. It's the immediate guidance, the tarot guidance. Just give me a second. Mm, okay. And I'm gonna jump right into it. So just to give you a few notes before I start, these are going to be 12 readings, one for each star sign. I don't know if it's the volume it's a bit low. Now it should be okay. So 12 readings, one for each star sign. Bear in mind that these are going to be generalized readings. And if you do wish to have a personal one, you can go to my website, which link you can find in the description down below. And other than that, if you do enjoy the show and you do wish to support it, you can do so using super chat or a PayPal. The PayPal link you can also find in the description down below. And anyone who does so is going to have a personalized reading at the end of the stream. So starting up with the first star sign, that's going to be the Aries star sign. You can keep up what star sign I'm reading for through the illustration and as well the glyph being displayed right there. And starting up first, that will be Aries. So first one for Aries, first card for Aries, that will be the King of Swords. Dignified once with the King of Pentacles and dignified twice with the Page of Swords, these couple of cards. So obviously with these three, or at least it's obvious to me, you will happen to be in between the hammer and the anvil. That is an expression we do say in our country, or in your particular case in the next few days, in between at least 8 people. And the reason for why you're going to find yourself in the midst of it, it is a suggestion or idea from one of the guys or one of the women. And that idea is going to sound either lucrative or explorational, interesting. It's going to sound very interesting to you. And you would wish to explore it. Now, the problem for you, Aries, is going to be that you're already going to have a ongoing undertaking with someone else that you are to be, I would say that way, you are going to be required to put your attention into that ongoing undertaking. So you ain't going to have time for both of those things, and you're going to have a decision to make in that particular moment, in that particular time, whether to stay true to your word or to do something, for yourself, because this divulging of idea or a thought, it could be also a solution, is going to work pretty well for you. And I don't know, if I were in your shoes and these cards are affecting me, uh, it will be quite regretful if you do miss it, or at least you're going to find yourself being quite regretful if you do miss it, because through it, whatever big issues and problems you're facing in your life, they can be pretty much resolved. Another thing that you do need to know, Aries, for the next few days, it is that at some point there are going to be few people in your social circle that are going to annoy you very much, that you're going to happen to consider basically clearing them out. And so that way, not forcing, but like initiating a purge in your social circle. Next one, that will be Taurus. So for Taurus, first one, that will be the Wheel of Fortune. Then it is the Eight of Swords. And then we do have Seven of Cups. So what you need to know is that there is going to be a moment in the next few days in which moment the circumstances you're going to be in are going to align perfectly for you. Now, just from these three cards, I can't say exactly in one field in your life, so it's going to be quite personalized. For some of you, that moment will be love-wise. For others, it's going to be business-wise. For third, family-wise, whatever. But in this moment, you're going to feel compelled to do a certain action, which action is going to prove itself to be the point that you can make a super positive change in your life in that particular field. And as you are going to find yourself compelled to do it, therefore you are going to do it, because therefore you can expect, at least in one field in your life, in the next few days, things to go on very well for you, and to make a really solid and nice breakthrough moving forward. Although with that Seven of Cups, with this dignifier of Seven of Cups to the Wheel of Fortune, that means that the field that this change can happen, this very positive change can happen, is not going to be the field of life that you would prefer to have it. So on that front, you can face a slight disappointment, but in the same time, the change can be once in a lifetime change, so it's going to be very hard to miss it. But if you are stubborn enough and you go against yourself, you can definitely do that as well. I mean, miss it. Next, we have Gemini. All right, first one for Gemini, Knight of Pentacles. Then is Knight of Swords. And then is a Page of Wands. Give me a second. I mean, what you need to know is that in the next few days, you can't rely on other people, especially people that are working with you, or people that you are associating yourself with in general. These cards are showing that some of them are going to go against the plans, and not just only the plans you both or you all have, but also what have been agreed upon. And others are going to try to install new stipulations, new amendments to your contracts, and so on and so forth. So it will be a very annoying time for you, Gemini, seeing how people go back on their word, or trying to take advantage of, again, certain stipulations, or just the moment. And that can put a wedge in your wheels of moving forward with whatever you are anticipating to do, whatever you're planning to do here. They may not be able to succeed, and in order for them not to be able to succeed, you gotta be quite consistent and very meticulous with how you are playing your cards, and how you're going about your day-to-day activities at work, in your love life, in your social circle as well. Now, the reason why people are likely to go back on their words is it's kind of very stupid. So for the most part, what happens, hello Rocky, quite tired. I had a very long trip today and quite tired. So again, to Gemini, uh, most likely situation where people are going to go back on their words is because say you have reached to an agreement with someone and they haven't taken under consideration a certain parts of the agreement, and now as the agreement is enforced, right, it is in play, they're seeing how some aspects of that agreement are favoring more you than are favoring them, and it is for that same reason why they will try to get back on their word and undermine the agreement that you do have with them. So it's important to be vigilant for that kind of a play, and all that you got to do is remind them to the letter what you have agreed upon. Okay, next one, Cancer. How are you doing, Rocky? These are the cards for you, Cancer. We have the Hierophant, the Hermit, I'm sorry, Ace of Cups, and Seven of Pentacles. Not much to be said about what you need to know, guys. You need to know that this time around you are to be given the quantity and the quality you want that had been previously denied, and that can be translated into almost everything. For example, this time around, you are going to be given the emotions or the return of emotions that you want, or you will be given the salary that you want, or the opportunity that you want, which had been again previously denied. So basically, it's a thing that you made a claim for and it didn't work out. Basically, you have been either ignored or undersold. And this time around, again, it will be given to you. No, I think I already made February's monthly, Rocky. This is what we need to know for the next few days. Thank you for the 28 Canadian, by the way. Do you want me to make you a reading at the end of the stream of what you need to know, or you want a monthly reading for how February is going to unfold for you? Which one of those two you would prefer? Leo next. Yeah, which one of these two you would prefer, Rocky? A monthly reading or a guidance reading? Okay. These are the cards for Leo. And unfortunately, what I need to know is that you're going to lose support. I don't know if you are counting on that support, but nonetheless, that is a support from an entity, which could be a specific person or an organization, company, whatever, that is pouring resources into your endeavors. I'm sorry, plural, and undertakings. The reason why the support is going to be withdrawn, at least for the time being, is because now you're going to have a different opinion upon how things are to move forward. And what you need to know about that situation is that a common ground can be reached in between you and that entity. And again, the influx of support can continue on flowing towards you. But in order to reach that common ground, a couple of things are going to be required. Compromise from both sides, not just only from you, but from the other side as well, which is kind of obvious, but also a respect. How can you earn that respect, at least according to these cards? Try to understand the other points of view, and even if you do not accept it, don't mock it. All right? Don't mock it. Take it as equal as yours. And from both points of view, you can extract you and the other entity can extract the most positive aspects and form a combined mutual point of view, which will happen to be the right measures to move forward with the very same undertaking that is threatened to be unsupported. So you have a pretty tough negotiations ahead of you, Leo, and I'm sure that you will be able to manage it. Four of Swords, it is a very, very promising card in that regard. Can I put it towards, just be patient and don't be aggressive. Very important. Don't go to any extremes, like either yelling and being very emotional, very passionate, nor should you look disinterested and also kind of like timid and not uninitiated, but uninvolved. Instead, you should look professional. Right, next, Virgo. Give me a minute. These are your cards. So we have the Chariot, the Emperor, and the Three of Swords. It looks like a challenge given, like someone is gonna throw you the glove, right? When you are taunted with the words or with the sentence of something like, well, you can't do it, can you? And it seems that most of you at least are gonna take on the challenge, because if you don't, not just only your name can be dragged through the mud, but also your ego is gonna suffer and your reputation. This challenge that you are going to be directed with, quite tough, at least according to these cards, will be very, very difficult. Not just only because of the Chariot, but the elements of dignity in between the Emperor and the Chariot kind of shows that you are going to have a really tough time. In fact, it's going to be almost impossible, at least at the start, to gain full control over the situation and over the process. And therefore isn't going to be your performance, at least at first, isn't going to be guiding and managing, but more like reacting on what is going on around you. Nonetheless, at least according to these cards, and what you should know is that you do have all the qualifications, all the necessary skills, and also knowledge to push things through and to reach desired results. But it will take an enormous amounts of will to proceed and to push forward, and as well tenacity. And finally, the more people you drag into the matter, the worse things are going to go. Best is if you try to tackle that challenge by yourself. Should it happens that you do start dating in the next few days, give it time. Don't throw yourself in a commitment right away, because that will be a possibility for you. But it will, if you do so, it will turn out that uh, things are much more complicated with your chosen one, with the chosen partner, than you have expected. And it will happen that you barely know the person, you just don't know them enough to feel comfortable around them, which doesn't mean that that relationship will not last. It just is going to make it kind of uncomfortable. Next, that will be Libra. Ooh, these are the cards for you, Libra. Eight of Pentacles, dignified by the Ten of Cups and by the Six of Swords. It will depend a lot on what is your intention for the week ahead. Those of you who does have the intention just to get the job done, okay, and kind of like follow the circumstances. Uh, that will be these are going to be a great few days ahead of you, because it does look like that, at least according to these cards, uh, you will be able to complete the tasks to their fullest, to the 100%, with the even the finest and the smallest details that are in it. So you're going to tackle the nitty gritty of it, and at least according to these cards, you will be very, I can't find the word, uh, happy, yes, but also fulfilled and satisfied, because there will be no predicaments that are going to arise from your current undertakings on a later stage. However, if you are planning to throw the Hail Mary or to make some kind of a risky move, hoping um, for a big gains, if you do have the mentality go big, go home, or go home, you definitely gonna drive it home. I mean, you are gonna go home. This isn't a good week. If in fact it's a terrible week to make risky moves, and especially to try stuff around. That's a week where you should play, or a few days ahead where you should play on certain things rather than va banking, gambiting, and gambling. If it happens that you are single, as very specific case about these cards, um, open up yourself to the world. What I mean is that don't wait someone to approach you. If you have the intentions and also the mindset you to approach people, you will accumulate interest towards you very, very quickly. Okay, next, that will be Scorpio. Right, these are cards for Scorpio. Two of Cups, Ace of Wands. It's a terrible combo, by the way. Two of Cups and Ace of Wands. It is a terrible element of dignity. Um, and Nine of Swords. So, what this elemental dignity is, uh, it's a terrible for newly formed relationships or situation where two people are flirting with one another or they are thus far flirting with one another, because that Ace of Wands represents a new interest, which is very uncertain interest. Okay, you've just started a relationship and someone shows up either at work, a new colleague, or a new addition to your social circle that simply drags you in, right? It just attracts you. And it's something you can't help it, at least not for now, and it's threatening, the bondage you are um, throwing in right now into your newly formed relationship or newly formed person of interest thus far. For already existing relationships, what you need to know is that it's not that heavy of influence, that elemental dignity. It shows affinity for activities. So you would want to do something that your partner is not going to find it interesting, and that could cause a point of conflict, or at least a point of division. And therefore, next few days you may happen to spend less time with your partner than you would like to. So that is what you need to know. And if you do want to kind of like diminish that application, okay, if you do want to spend a lot of time with your partner, then you should go with the boring stuff. You should go with the already, when I put it towards, already existing patterns that you do have in between you two. On the plus side, though, this week, your fear of loss, you may be afraid that you're going to lose your job, or that you're going to lose your income, or that you may lose your house, whatever the case, your fear of loss is going to start diminishing due to an option, someone to step in for you and help you, or at least shield you, give you an extension. You're welcome, Esme. Okay, next, Sagittarius. A really good one for Sagittarius. These are cards. So we do have a Four of Cups, the Devil, and Six of Cups. Uh, First of all, the application of these cards is in that area or field in your life where things are going really well. Okay, so if your job is going well, that is where you can expect it. Or if your love life is going well, that is where you can expect it. And what it shows, what these cards are showing, is that you do have, a wish for improvement. Everyone has a wish for improvement. So you do have a wish for improvement. Your job is going well, but you do wish to improve it yet. And an opportunity for that wish to improvement to become true, it's gonna appear for you through an opportunity, through a proposal. It's gonna have a different form for each one of you. But what you need to know is that you are to get what you need in the next few days. Though it will be masked. Four of Cups, it is not the best card for proposal or for opening opportunity because it's masked. it comes in a form um, as an optional endeavor, as an optional venture. And usually it appears when you are quite satisfied with what you already have. So you basically don't, at that point when that opportunity arises, you will give us very serious thought whether you need it, whether you want to, kind of like burden yourself with something additional and whatnot. And it will be a very big mistake if you don't push yourself a little bit, at least to explore it at that point. Other than that, what you need to know is that everything you do in the next few days will bring you pleasure. The people you meet are going to bring you pleasure. And kind of like, yeah, they're going to be pleasant people. Okay, the tasks at work, even the chores at home are going to give you pleasure to attend to. So you have a few nice days ahead of you. Well, Rocky, in that case, like I said, just don't miss it, because with the Four of Cups, not the best way to manifest. It's as a primary card. It's a masked thing. Next, Capricorn. These are the cards. All right. In this channel, I never sugarcoat anything, so I'm not gonna start now. What you need to know is that you are gonna lose an ally. You are gonna lose a partner, more business than a personal partner, like a relationship partner, more of a friend or acquaintance than a family member. And under losing them, I mean that they are going to abandon you. They're going to abandon you because, at least according to these cards, you're going to do something good for yourself that will angry them. It's going to make them angry. It's going to make them not exactly jealous, but it's gonna make them feel like you have been unfair toward them and also ungrateful. And depending on how strong your bond with that person is, they will also gonna feel betrayed, and in some extreme cases, very, very humiliated. In their mind, how things are gonna look like, it is that they had invested in you, they had invested in your friendship, okay? Say in your undertakings, obviously the situation is going to be very personalized, but you doing something for yourself, for them it's going to feel like the first chance you got to exclude them from the midst of activities. You took it, and it's like you are ungrateful for what they did thus far for you, which doesn't have to be true, okay? But this is how it's gonna look like to them. And it does look like that they are gonna stop cooperating with you, at least for the time being. News Devon, thank you for the £5. Thank you, News Devon. At the end of the stream, you're gonna have a personalized reading on what's coming your way. But on a side note here, on the flip side, Capricorn, what you need to know is that you can really do something good for yourself and enforce righteousness. So basically, next few days, whatever you feel like you deserve, it is exactly what you deserve. These cards are showing that your sense of righteousness is going to be 100% attuned and synchronized with the universal righteousness. So if you feel like you do deserve a bit more time for yourself, that is exactly what you deserve. However, in order to get it, you need to claim it, because it ain't gonna be given to you freely. And this claim is it was gonna piss people around. It's going to piss them off. All right, Aquarius. These are cards. So what I need to know it is that a recurring issue is going to reappear, or should I say an issue, or it doesn't have to be an issue, it could be a situation as well. A situation or an issue that you thought you had dealt with, but it will return again to haunt you and to make trouble for you, to cause disruption. And that will be the last thing you need in the next few days, because you're going to end up being quite busy, especially work wise, job wise, because next few days, at least according to these cards, you are to be required to present yourself very strong with the least flaws possible, and that's going to be one flaw too many, at least for now, because it will depend on you to manage things on a daily basis, to face the ups and downs of the day-to-day routine at work, or at home, and to diminish the downs and increase the ups as much as possible. And that reoccurring issue or situation reappearing again is going to devour time that you can put to better use. So depending on how severe it's going to be will define how profitable, successful, and growthful you're going to be in the next few days. All of you are going to be growthful, some more than others, depending on, again, how much time you're going to lose fixing that reoccurring issue. Next, Pisces. These are cards for Pisces: Queen of Swords, the Emperor, and Three of Wands. So what I need to know is that within the next few days, you will feel yourself ready for something more and for something bigger. And the reason for it is because some kind of an information is going to come your way. So long story short here, you are going to end up being forewarned ahead of everyone else. And using that information can not throw you forward, but uh, get you a few steps ahead from the competition, and in generally from everyone else. Not to mention that you will be able to build up a very good perspective and or perception of what is to come. So you're going to end up developing expectations, either expectations for your work or for your love life that are gonna come true. And through these expectations, you're basically gonna be able to push your things through. And by the end of the next few days, you will end up having a massive breakthrough, either in your love life or either in your career. And under a breakthrough, I mean that you're going to find yourself having control over every single aspect in that field, every single aspect in your love life, or every single aspect in your career. Talking about a love life, your management of life in general is going to be highly revered. So at least a one person is going to see you as a very stable individual who can offer them protection, who can offer them stability, and who can take care for them, which can be a predisposition for you to start a relationship with that one. Hello, Azuka. Welcome to the stream. Right, so that was for the 12. And now the super chat readings. First one is going to be Rocky. Cinnamon Kiss, thank you for the £5. Thank you, Cinnamon Kiss. You're welcome, Azuka. Yeah, all right. It's the better version of the event. Those are your cards, Rocky. So what you need to know is that initially you wouldn't be able to work with a woman. That is the event. It will happen that the conditions in between you and that woman are going to be delayed. Like, just to give you an example, let's say that you are expecting that woman to pay you something or to give you certain resources. It's about the cooperation. So this woman, as through the current understanding, is going to be obstructed to work with you. But in the next few days, you and her together will develop new concept of how to work together, and this new concept is gonna work very, very well for you both, and together you can achieve great feats. But it's what you need to know it is that you should start on a small target before you jump to something big. Okay, for to jump on something very, 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 very ambitious. So that's next few days are going to be primarily business oriented, business focused. And you can expect a lot of fruitful discussions and as well a fruitful cooperations again with that woman. But first, um, there is again an understanding in between you and her that it is quite outdated and it needs to be replaced, and you both are gonna figure it out and are going to forge a really nice work alliance. Well, Cinnamon Kiss, I am not a medical doctor, but through my research, and medicine is very interesting to me, and I am watching a lot of medical doctors talking about, especially about vitamins. Taking only magnesium, it's not gonna do it, because in order your body to absorb magnesium, it needs vitamin D. But I don't know which vitamin D that is, because there are multiple vitamin Ds, right? So you should go to a doctor first before you start taking supplements, because if the magnesium isn't absorbed properly, it could cause more damage than actually, do good. So if I were in your shoes, I would go to endocrinologist, the one with the hormones, that is a hormone specialist, and they can prescribe you what you need, or kind of like run some tests and see what's the issue really. Because um, yeah, it's a woman for sure. It is a woman for sure, Rocky. All right, next, News Devon. You want to know what's coming your way? So let's check it out, News Devon. Hmm. These are um, these are your cards, News Devon. The Lenormand cards, and that is the tarot card accompanying them. Okay, so this event or these cards, they can represent few events. Uh, they could speak about a final invitation. This is going to be the last invitation you get that involves traveling. Okay. They could also represent a final form of inheritance, or they can represent a final document that is involving a side which isn't where you are. So, for example, a final document in between you and someone that lives in America, or someone that lives in Europe, mainland, that is, because I know that you are in England, or even in another city. But there is going to be a paper involved in it. Okay. And it's going to be final because you are going to work very extensively with the other entity, with the other side, to reach an agreement that will be in favor of you and them as well. So it's going to be a mutual support in between you and them. So bottom line, what is coming your way? It's a really good agreement for you. Really, really good agreement that is going to support you through your development. Yeah, it's crazy about the Medcare. Here in Bulgaria, the Medcare, it's very accessible, very accessible, but its quality not that good. Right, and next, cinnamon kiss. So what do you need to know as well? Let's have a look. Okay, those are your cards. The Lenormand cards, and then that is your tarot card again, the same as with the News Devon. So you need to know that you are going to get a delivery, which delivery will come in a clutch moment. It's gonna come in a clutch, in a clutch moment where you really, really need it. And this delivery is going to save the day for you. It's going not just only going to make things manageable, but also it will serve as a, again, support so you can continue on your development either at home or either at work. This delivery is in a form of some kind of a bonus, some kind of a gift, some kind of a present, okay, or some kind of charity in a very few cases. But basically you will harvest some blessings in the next few days. And that will help you big time. And if you play your cards right, they can become recurring gifts. All right, guys and girls, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your generosity. MT, thank you for the 20. Thank you, MT. Let's have a look what we need to know. Those are your tarot cards, MT. It's a pretty specific case for you. What you need to know is that within the next few days, you will establish a long-term commitment and relationship that will, or I will say that way, you will secure and ensure a future, a healthy future, for a healthy commitment and healthy relationship, and you will be able to do that through precautionary measures. Good night, cinnamon kiss. These precautionary measures are gonna present you as someone who gives a damn, someone who cares, as someone who really counts on and values that commitment and that relationship. And basically the person from the other side, whether a business relationship or whether intimate relationship, will become extremely loyal to you. So basically here you are ensuring a future of a partnership in the next few days that will, at least according to the tarot cards, is going to make you very happy. That is a partnership you want to have in your life. I mean, right now you do want to have in your life. So that is what you need to know. It's a very specific case, quite niche, for lack of better words. But if you are afraid that you can lose someone around you, the opposite is going to happen. Again, you are actually going to ensure that you both are going to stay together. Right, so again, that's going to do it for tonight, guys and girls. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we're going to see each other next time, which is going to be Thursday. Until then, bye.